Hello and welcome to TrueGritEnglish. I am so happy that you are here today. On this channel, we share a new story and a new lesson every single day. We talk about how to improve your life, how to reach your goals, and how to stay strong when things get difficult. If you enjoy these daily conversations, please subscribe to our channel. It is a simple way to join our community and grow with us every day. Today, I want to share something very important with you. It is a secret that many successful people know, but they do not always talk about it. This secret is not about how smart you are. It is not about how much money you have in the bank. It is about one simple thing. It is the power of showing up. We often hear that we need talent to succeed. We think we need to be born with a special gift. But today, I want to tell you why consistency is much more powerful than talent. Showing up every day is the real key to a great life. Think about the word talent for a moment. What does it mean to you? For many people, talent is a gift. It is something you are born with. Some people are born fast runners. Some people are born great at math. This is a wonderful thing. But talent can also be a trap. It can be a trap because it makes us feel that we do not need to work hard. We think that if we are good at something, we will always be good at it. But life does not work that way. Talent is like a seed. A seed has the potential to become a beautiful flower. But a seed cannot grow if you just leave it on a table. It needs water. It needs sun. It needs someone to take care of it every single day. Without that daily care, the seed stays a seed. It never becomes a flower. In the same way, talent without work is just a dream that never comes true. I want to tell you a story about two friends. Let us call them Sam and Leo. They both wanted to learn how to play the guitar. Sam was very talented. On the first day, he picked up the guitar and played a beautiful song. Everyone was surprised. They said, "Sam, you are a natural. You are going to be a star." Sam felt very good. He felt so good that he stopped practicing. He thought, "I am already good. I do not need to work hard." He only played the guitar when he felt excited. He only played when he wanted to show off to his friends. Then there was Leo. Leo was not a natural. On the first day, he could not even hold the guitar correctly. His fingers hurt. The music sounded bad. It was very difficult for him. But Leo made a simple promise to himself. He said, "I will play for 30 minutes every morning. It does not matter if I am tired. It does not matter if I am busy. I will just show up and hold the guitar." In the beginning, Sam was much better than Leo. People ignored Leo because he was not talented. But as the months went by, something interesting happened. Sam only practiced maybe once a week. Some weeks, he did not practice at all. He waited for the right mood. He waited for motivation. But Leo showed up every single morning at 7 o'clock. Even on cold mornings. Even on mornings when he felt sad. He just showed up. 1 year later, the two friends met to play music together. Sam tried to play a song, but he made many mistakes. He had forgotten the notes. His fingers were slow. But when Leo started to play, the music was beautiful. It was smooth and perfect. Leo was now much better than Sam. What happened here? Sam had the talent, but Leo had the grit. Leo had the sincerity to show up on the spot every day. Sam was waiting for a feeling, but Leo was following a schedule. This is the difference between success and failure. Now, let us take a short break for a moment. I want you to sit quietly and think. Think about a goal you have right now. Maybe you want to learn English. Maybe you want to get healthy. Or maybe you want to learn a new skill at work. Now, ask yourself this question. Are you acting like Sam, or are you acting like Leo? Are you waiting for the perfect day to start? Or are you willing to show up even when you do not feel like it? Let that idea stay in your mind for a few seconds. The reason most people quit is because they focus too much on the result. They want to be great right now. They want to speak perfect English today. They want to lose weight by tomorrow. When they do not see big results quickly, they lose their motivation. They think, "This is too hard. I am not talented enough." So they stop. But successful people focus on the process. They focus on the action of showing up. There is a word for this. Sincerity. Usually, sincerity means being honest with other people. But in this case, sincerity means being honest with yourself. It means that when you say you will do something, you do it. Sincerity on the spot means that when it is time to work, you are there. You do not make excuses. You do not say, I will do it tomorrow. Tomorrow is a dangerous word. Tomorrow is where dreams go to die. The only time that matters is right now. The only place that matters is where you are standing. Showing up is a victory in itself. If you go to the gym, you have already won, even if your workout is not perfect. If you open your English book and read one page, you have already won. Why? Because you are building a habit. You are telling your brain that you are a person who keeps their promises. This is how you build confidence. Confidence does not come from talent. Confidence comes from looking back and seeing that you showed up every day for a month. Many people think they need a lot of energy to start. They think they need to feel powerful and excited. But that is not true. You only need enough energy to take the first step. If you want to go for a run, you do not need to think about 5 miles. You only need to think about putting on your shoes. If you can put on your shoes, you can walk out the door. Once you are out the door, the rest is easy. This is what we call the power of the spot. The spot is the place where you do your work. It might be your desk. It might be the kitchen table. It might be a chair in the corner of your room. When you go to that spot, your mind knows it is time to focus. The hardest part is always getting to the spot. But once you are there, sincerity takes over. As we move forward, I want you to remember that talent is just a starting point. It is the beginning of the race, not the end. The people who win the race are not always the fastest at the start. They are the ones who keep moving. They are the ones who do not stop when they get tired. They are the ones who have grit. Grit is a small word, but it has a big meaning. It means having the heart to continue. It means having the strength to endure the moments when you want to give up. We all have those moments. Everyone, even the most successful person in the world, has days when they want to quit. The only difference is that they don't. They show up anyway. In the next part of our talk, we are going to look deeper into this word, grit. We are going to learn what it really is and how you can grow it inside yourself. You are not born with grit. You build it, piece by piece, day by day. And the best part is, anyone can do it. You do not need to be special. You just need to be consistent. So stay with me. Take a deep breath. Think about how far you have already come just by listening to this. You are already showing up for yourself right now. And that is a very good start. Now let us talk about that word I mentioned before. Grit. Grit. It is a very small word, but it is perhaps the most important word for your success. Some people think grit means being loud or being the strongest person in the room. But that is not what grit really is. Grit is a quiet strength. It is the ability to keep going even when you do not see a reward right away. I like to think of grit as a bridge. On one side of the bridge, you have your dream. Maybe your dream is to speak English fluently, or to start a small business, or to be a great parent. On the other side of the bridge, you have your reality. You have your daily life, your job, and your chores. The bridge that connects your dream to your reality is grit. Grit is not about one big moment of bravery. It is about 1,000 small moments of staying the course. It is about stamina. Usually, we think of stamina when we talk about runners. A runner needs stamina to finish a long race. But you need mental stamina to finish your goals. Grit is staying with your future, day in and day out. Not just for a week, not just for a month, but for years. You have to work really hard to make that future a reality. Let us look at a simple example that we all know. Learning a new language. When you start, it is exciting. You learn new words like hello, apple, and friend. You feel smart. You feel like you are moving fast. This is the honeymoon phase. Everything is new and fun. But then, after a few weeks, it gets harder. You have to learn difficult grammar. You have to practice listening to people who speak very fast. You make mistakes, and you feel embarrassed. This is the moment where talent stops helping you. Your natural ability to learn words cannot save you from the hard work of practice. This is where grit begins. The person with grit says, I am frustrated today, but I will still study for 15 minutes. The person with grit says, I do not understand this movie, but I will watch it again. They do not look for a shortcut. They know there is no shortcut. They just keep walking across the bridge. I want to share a rule with you that can change your life. It is called the 1% rule. Sometimes, we look at our goals and they feel too big. We think, I have so much to learn. I am so far away from where I want to be. This feeling makes us want to give up before we even start. But you do not need to be 100% better today. You only need to be 1% better than you were yesterday. Think about that. Just 1%. If you learn one new word today, you are 1% better. If you walk for 5 minutes more than yesterday, you are 1% better. 1% feels small. It feels like it does not matter. But if you get 1% better every day for a year, you will be 37 times better by the end of that year. That is the power of grit. It is the power of small gains that add up over time. It is like putting a single coin into a jar every day. For a long time, the jar looks empty. But if you never stop, one day the jar is full. But I have to be honest with you. Grit is very hard. If it were easy, everyone would be successful. So why is it so hard? It is hard because our brains are built for comfort. Our brains want us to stay safe, warm, and quiet. When you try to do something difficult, your brain sends you a signal. It says, hey, this is hard. Let us stop. Let us watch television instead. Let us eat some snacks. Let us do this tomorrow. Your brain is not trying to be mean. It is just trying to save energy. But to grow, you have to go against that feeling. You have to be okay with being uncomfortable. Growth and comfort cannot live in the same house. If you want to grow, you have to invite discomfort to be your guest. I want to ask you a question now. I want you to really think about the answer. Think about the last time you wanted to quit a project or a habit. Why did you want to stop? Was it really because the task was impossible? Or was it because you were just tired? Was it because you were bored? Take a moment to think about that. Many times, we quit because we are bored. We are tired of doing the same thing every day. We want something new and exciting. But success is often found in the boring things. Success is doing the same simple things correctly over and over again until they become a part of who you are. This is why grit is a choice. You choose to stay bored. You choose to stay tired. You choose to keep going anyway. Grit also requires a lot of patience. In our world today, we want everything fast. We want high-speed internet. We want fast food. We want to click a button and have a package arrive at our door. But you cannot click a button and get grit. You cannot buy a pill that gives you consistency. These things take time. You have to be patient with the process, and you have to be patient with yourself. Sometimes, you will have a bad day. You will miss your practice. You will make a mistake. The person without grit sees a bad day and says, see, I failed. I should just stop now. But the person with grit sees a bad day as just one day. They do not let a bad day become a bad week. They do not let a mistake become an excuse to quit. They just wake up the next morning and show up again. They have the patience to forgive themselves and start over. Think of a tree growing in the forest. You do not see a tree grow if you watch it for 1 hour. You do not even see it grow if you watch it for 1 week. But the tree is working. Its roots are going deep into the ground. It is drinking water. It is reaching for the sun. It is growing slowly, slowly, every single second. After 10 years, that tree is tall and strong. It can survive a storm because it spent years building its roots. Your grit is like those roots. No one sees your roots. No one sees the hours you spend studying alone. No one sees the mornings you wake up early to work on your dream. People only see the tree. They only see the success. They might say, oh, he is so lucky. Or, she is so talented. But you will know the truth. You will know that it was not luck. It was the roots. It was the grit you built when no one was watching. As we move into the next part of our conversation, I want you to think about your routine. We have talked about the idea of grit. Now, we need to talk about how to use it in your daily life. How do you build a routine that supports your grit? How do you make sure you show up even when the world is busy? The magic is not in the big plan. The magic is in the daily routine. It is in the small things you do every morning and every night. Let us move forward and talk about how to create that magic for yourself. Stay calm, keep listening, and remember that you have the power to build your own roots. 1% at a time, one day at a time. We have talked about the meaning of grit. We have talked about why talent is not enough. Now, we must move from ideas to actions. We need to talk about how you actually live your life every day. This is where the real magic happens. It does not happen in a big speech or a sudden moment of power. It happens in your daily routine. It happens in the small things you do between the time you wake up and the time you go to sleep. I want to introduce you to a very simple idea. I call it the power of the spot. Think about your life right now. When you want to work on your goal, where do you go? Do you have a specific place? Maybe it is a small desk in your bedroom. Maybe it is the table in your kitchen. Maybe it is a bench in a quiet park. This is your spot. The most important part of showing up is simply getting to that spot. When you arrive at your spot, you have already won 90% of the battle. Why is this true? It is true because our minds love habits. When you sit in the same chair every day at the same time, your brain says, "Oh, I know this place. It is time to work. It is time to focus." You do not have to fight with yourself. You do not have to argue with your lazy side. Your body is already there. Your sincerity is on the spot. I want you to think about this for a moment. Do you have a spot like that? If you do not, I want you to find one today. It does not need to be fancy. It just needs to be yours. Take a few seconds to imagine where your spot could be. Now, let us talk about the difference between a goal and a system. This is very important. A goal is a destination. For example, a goal is saying, "I want to write a book," or "I want to speak perfect English." These are good things to want. But a goal can be scary. A goal is far away in the future. When you look at a big goal, you feel small. You feel like you will never get there. A system is different. A system is the way you walk every day. A system is the car that takes you to your destination. If your goal is to write a book, your system is writing 200 words every morning. If your goal is to be healthy, your system is walking for 15 minutes after dinner. Success comes to people who forget about the goal and focus on the system. Why? Because you can control the system. You cannot always control the goal. You might not finish the book this month, but you can definitely write 200 words today. When you focus on the system, you stop worrying about the future. You only worry about right now. You focus on the boring parts of the routine. And strangely, the boring parts are where the power is hidden. Think about a builder. A builder does not just wish for a house to appear. He does not spend all day looking at a picture of a beautiful home. No, he lays one brick. Then he lays another brick. He does this all day. Laying a brick is not exciting. It is simple. It is repetitive. It is even a little bit boring. But if he keeps laying bricks every day, eventually he looks up and there is a house. Are you laying your bricks today? Or are you just looking at the picture of the house? Sometimes, life is very busy. Sometimes, you have no energy. You might have a long day at work. You might feel a little bit sick. On these days, your routine feels like a heavy weight. You think, "I cannot do my full hour of study today. I am too tired." So, you decide to do nothing at all. This is a mistake. I want to teach you a better way. It is the rule of the mini version. If you cannot do your full routine, do a very small version of it. If you usually study for an hour, but you are exhausted, study for 5 minutes. If you usually go to the gym for an hour, do 10 push-ups in your living room. Why is 5 minutes better than nothing? It is not because of the work you do. It is because you are keeping the habit alive. You are still showing up. You are still being sincere to your goal. When you do the mini version, you tell your brain, "I am still the kind of person who does this work. I do not break the chain." Even a tiny step is still moving forward. It is much easier to start again tomorrow if you did something today. If you stop completely, it is very hard to start again. Let us take a slow breath together. Think about your energy right now. Are you pushing yourself too hard? Or are you being too easy on yourself? It is important to find a balance. Being consistent does not mean being a robot. It means being a person who is kind but steady. Ask yourself, What is the smallest version of my habit that I can do on my worst day? Maybe it is just opening a book. Maybe it is just listening to one song in English. Know your mini version. Keep it in your pocket for days when things are hard. As you follow your routine day after day, something beautiful begins to happen. You start to change. Not just your skills, but your identity. In the beginning, you are a person who is trying to learn English. But after 100 days of showing up, you become a person who speaks English. You stop saying, I have to do this. You start saying, this is who I am. This is the highest level of grit. It is when your work and your life become the same thing. You do not need to fight for motivation anymore. You do not need to look for inspiration. You just wake up and do the work because that is what you do. It is like brushing your teeth. You do not need a big reason to brush your teeth. You just do it because you are a person who cares about health. When your routine becomes your identity, you are unstoppable. Talent cannot compete with that. A talented person who works only when they feel like it will always lose to a person who works because of who they are. I want you to be proud of your routine. I want you to love the small, quiet moments of your day. The cup of coffee before you start. The way the pen feels in your hand. The silence of the early morning. These are the moments where your life is built. But what happens when you hit a wall? What happens when you work and work, but you feel like you are failing? This is the hardest part of the journey. This is the moment when most people turn around and go home. In the next part of our conversation, we are going to talk about that wall. We are going to talk about the moment you want to give up and how to break through it. You are doing a great job. Just by listening to this, you are showing that you care about your growth. You are already in the spot. You are already showing up. Let us keep going together. Stay with me as we look at how to handle the most difficult days. You have more strength than you know. One brick at a time. 1 minute at a time. I will see you in the next part. We have reached a very important part of our journey today. This is the part where we talk about the wall. Everyone who tries to do something great will eventually hit a wall. You work hard. You show up every day. You follow your routine. But suddenly, you stop seeing progress. You feel like you are standing still. Or worse, you feel like you are going backward. This is what some people call the valley of disappointment. Imagine you are walking through a deep, dark valley. You are walking and walking, but you cannot see the sunlight. You look at your goals, and they feel further away than when you started. You think to yourself, why am I doing this? It is not working. I am not getting better. This is the exact moment when most people decide to stop. They turn around and walk back to their old, comfortable life. But I want to tell you a secret. This valley is not a sign of failure. This valley is actually where the most important work happens. When you do not see results, but you keep going anyway, you are building a special kind of strength. You are proving to yourself that your sincerity is real. You are proving that your grit is stronger than your feelings. Think about a scientist. When a scientist does an experiment and it does not work, does the scientist cry and give up? No. The scientist says, that is interesting. Now I know one way that does not work. To a scientist, a mistake is just data. It is just information. It is a lesson that tells them how to do better next time. I want you to look at your life like a scientist. If you try to speak English and you make a big mistake, do not be sad. Do not say, I am bad at English. Instead, say, that is good data. Now I know how to fix that mistake. If you miss a day of exercise, do not hate yourself. Just look at the data. Why did you miss it? Were you too tired? Was your plan too difficult? Use that information to make a better plan for tomorrow. Failure is not a wall. Failure is a teacher. It is a guide that shows you the right path. The only real failure is quitting. As long as you are still moving, even if you are moving slowly, you are succeeding. How did you feel in that moment? Did you feel like you wanted to hide? Take a deep breath. Now, I want you to realize something. You are still here. You survived that moment. You are stronger now because of it. That moment of failure was just a stepping stone on your path. It was not the end of your story. It was just a chapter. I want to give you a very simple tool for the days when the wall feels too high. It is called the 5 more minutes rule. This is a trick for your brain. When you are working and you feel that strong urge to quit, Do not quit right away. Make a deal with your brain. Say, okay, I will stop, but first I will do 5 more minutes. 5 minutes is nothing. Anyone can do 5 minutes. So, you study for 5 more minutes. You walk for 5 more minutes. You write for 5 more minutes. What happens? Usually, after those 5 minutes, the big feeling of wanting to quit goes away. You find a second wind. You find a little bit more energy that was hidden inside you. I have been in that valley many times myself. I have had days where I sat at my desk and I wanted to throw my computer out the window. I felt like I was not smart enough. I felt like I was wasting my time. But in those moments, I remembered the person I wanted to become. I visualized the version of myself that did not quit. I want you to do that now. Close your eyes for a second if you can. Imagine yourself 1 year from today. Imagine that you never gave up. Imagine that you showed up every single day, even when it was hard. Look at that person. How do they walk? How do they speak? How do they feel? That person is confident. That person is proud. That person has skills that you do not have yet. But that person is still you. The only difference between you today and that person in the future is consistency. The only thing you have to do to become that person is to keep showing up. When you want to give up, think about that future version of yourself. If you quit today, you are taking away their future. You are stopping them from existing. But if you keep going, you are building them. You are making them real. Every day you show up, you are voting for that person. The struggle you feel right now is the sound of you growing. It is like a seed pushing through the hard dirt to reach the sun. The dirt is heavy. It is dark. It is uncomfortable. But the seed does not stop. It keeps pushing because it knows the sun is there. You must be like that seed. Do not let the heavy dirt of doubt stop you. The sunlight of success is waiting for you at the top. In the final part of our talk, we are going to look at the reward. We are going to look at what happens when all those small actions finally grow into something big. We are going to talk about the person you are building and the life you are creating. Be proud of yourself for reaching this point. Most people would have stopped listening by now, but you are still here. You are showing up. And that tells me everything I need to know about your future. Let us move into the final part together. Stay calm, stay focused, and keep your heart open. The best part is yet to come. Reminder. This script is for 100% TDS narration. American English. Male voice. Written for listening, not reading. Short to medium-length sentences. Clear pauses and natural rhythm. No essay-style writing. No academic or complex words. Critical TTS rules. Write only the spoken words. No brackets like visual, end screen, or logo. No timestamps like 29:0. No scene headers or bold titles within the script. Do not include any stage directions or narration notes. Write part 5 of the script only. Maintain the same tone, pacing, and narrator voice as previous parts. Rules. Length, about 6 minutes. 900 to 1,000 words. TDS-friendly, American English. Simple vocabulary with deeper thinking. Warm, confident, encouraging closing. Final question and call to action. End with the channel name and a goodbye. No summary or conclusion markers. End the script fully. Do not shorten the script. Use the full 6 minutes of content. We have traveled a long way together today. We have talked about many things. We talked about how talent is just a beginning. We talked about how grit is the bridge to your dreams. We talked about the power of your daily routine. And we talked about how to stay strong when you want to give up. Now, we are in the final part of our conversation. This is where we look at the big picture. This is where we see the reward for all your hard work. But if you keep going, something incredible happens. Because the numbers are doubling, they start to grow very fast. By day 30, that one small penny has turned into millions of dollars. This is exactly how success works. In the beginning, your progress is invisible. You study English for a week, and you still cannot understand a movie. You go to the gym for a month, and you still look the same in the mirror. This is the long-term reward. Success is not a sprint. It is not a fast race that ends in a minute. Success is a slow walk in the right direction. It is about the compound effect of your daily sincerity. I want to talk about something deeper than just success. I want to talk about your character. Talent is what you were born with. You did not choose your talent. It was a gift from nature. But character is different. Character is what you build for yourself. Every time you choose to work instead of being lazy, you are building character. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you are building character. Think about this question. Which one is more valuable to you? Being lucky or being strong? A lucky person can lose everything in a moment. If their luck goes away, they have nothing left. But a strong person, a person with character and grit, can lose everything and build it all back again. They know how to show up. They know how to work. They have the power inside them. Let us take a slow, deep breath together. Feel the air fill your lungs. Feel your body relax. I want to summarize the 3 main points we have discussed today. If you remember nothing else, remember these 3 things. First, show up every day. This is sincerity on the spot. It does not matter if your work is perfect. It only matters that you are there. Be like Leo the guitar player, not Sam the talented one. Be the person who is always present. Third, focus on the system, not just the result. Build a routine that works for you. Find your spot. Lay your bricks one by one. Do not worry about the house. Just worry about the brick in your hand right now. If you do these 3 things, you cannot fail. It might take a month, or it might take a year, but you will get there. The laws of nature say that if you keep planting seeds and watering them, something will grow. You are the gardener of your own life. Be patient with your garden. I want to ask you one final question today. Think about tomorrow morning. What is one small thing you will show up for? Do not pick something huge. Pick something small. Maybe it is reading 1 page. Maybe it is writing 1 sentence. Maybe it is just sitting at your desk for 10 minutes. Life will try to distract you. People will tell you that you are dreaming too big. Your own mind will tell you to take a break. But you know the truth now. You know that showing up is the most powerful thing you can do. You know that consistency beats talent every single time. I am so proud of the work you are doing. I will be here again tomorrow with a new lesson and a new story to help you stay on the path. Until then, stay strong, stay sincere, and take care of yourself. Thank you for listening to True Grit English. I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye for now. We have traveled a long way together today. We have talked about many things. We talked about how talent is just a beginning. We talked about how grit is the bridge to your dreams. We talked about the power of your daily routine. And we talked about how to stay strong when you want to give up. Now, we are in the final part of our conversation. This is where we look at the big picture. This is where we see the reward for all your hard work. But if you keep going, something incredible happens. Because the numbers are doubling, they start to grow very fast. By day 30, that one small penny has turned into millions of dollars. This is exactly how success works. In the beginning, your progress is invisible. You study English for a week, and you still cannot understand a movie. You go to the gym for a month, and you still look the same in the mirror. But you must not be fooled. Your work is not being wasted. It is being stored. Like those pennies doubling, your effort is building a foundation. Every day you show up, you are adding to the pile. One day, you will reach a tipping point. Suddenly, everything will become easier. You will open a book and understand the words. You will look in the mirror and see a healthy person. You will realize that you are finally the person you wanted to be. This is the long-term reward. Success is not a sprint. It is not a fast race that ends in a minute. Success is a slow walk in the right direction. It is about the compound effect of your daily sincerity. Think about this question. Which one is more valuable to you? Being lucky or being strong? A lucky person can lose everything in a moment. If their luck goes away, they have nothing left. But a strong person, a person with character and grit, can lose everything and build it all back again. They know how to show up. They know how to work. They have the power inside them. When you focus on consistency, you are building a version of yourself that can survive anything. You are building a mind that is disciplined and a heart that is brave. This is the real prize. The skill you learn is great, but the person you become is even better. Let us take a slow, deep breath together. Feel the air fill your lungs. Feel your body relax. First, show up every day. This is sincerity on the spot. It does not matter if your work is perfect. It only matters that you are there. Be the person who is always present. Third, focus on the system, not just the result. Build a routine that works for you. Find your spot. Lay your bricks one by one. Do not worry about the house. Just worry about the brick in your hand right now. If you do these 3 things, you cannot fail. It might take a month, or it might take a year, but you will get there. The laws of nature say that if you keep planting seeds and watering them, something will grow. You are the gardener of your own life. Be patient with your garden. I want to ask you one final question today. Think about tomorrow morning. What is one small thing you will show up for? Do not pick something huge. Pick something small. Maybe it is reading 1 page. Maybe it is writing 1 sentence. Maybe it is just sitting at your desk for 10 minutes. Whatever it is, make a promise to yourself right now. Say to yourself, tomorrow, I will show up for this. I will be sincere on the spot. Thank you so much for joining me today on TrueGritEnglish. It has been an honor to share these ideas with you. We are here every day to support you on your journey. If you found this helpful, please share this story with someone who might be feeling discouraged today. Let us spread the message of grit and sincerity together. I want you to go out into your world today with your head held high. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to be you. And you need to be there. Remember, the mountain looks tall from the bottom, but the view from the top is worth every step. Keep walking. Keep growing. You have the power to change. You have the power to build. You have the power to endure. Never forget that. Thank you for listening to TrueGritEnglish. When things get hard, do not look for an exit. Look for your grit. Just show up.